You're listening to WTXP, The X Point. We look now into the beyond, as we briefly drop in on a conversation between the living and the dead. Watch.
My precious Nevermorn, tonight's guest requires no grand introduction, and yet I shall give him one anyway. A master of the macabre, an architect of dread, a man whose very name sends shivers down the spines of literature's most devoted, Edgar Allan Poe.
Your flair for dramatics is excessive.
Flair? Excessive? Please, Mr. Poe, you wound me. I merely wish to honor the occasion.
If you wish to honor me, you might have allowed me to remain dead.
Ah, but then the world would be deprived of your undoubtable wit. And what a tragedy that would be. Speaking of the power of words, have you caught wind of the most recent hysteria?
By all means, Mr. Scott, enlighten me, though I sense you shall do so regardless of my consent. It appears my eternal rest hinges entirely upon your boundless capacity for unsolicited revelation.
It seems the modern age has rediscovered what you knew centuries ago, that words, rhythm, and repetition hold an uncanny power over the mind. There are whispers, oh delicious whispers, that certain musicians have turned their craft into something more ritualistic. That their lyrics are not merely songs but incantations, their performances rituals, and their studios chambers of invocation. Spells set to melody, hexes wrapped in harmonies. Tell me, Edgar, does it surprise you that the world has only now begun to suspect what you, a master of the written word, surely understood all along?
Surprise me? Hardly, Mr. Scott. Humanity has forever danced on the precipice of understanding truths too dark and subtle for their comfort. Words, you see, are not merely ink upon parchment. They are whispers from the soul, keys turning locks within the mind. It amuses me, in fact, that your modern age prides itself upon discovery, as though stumbling upon ancient secrets long known by those who lived and died by the pen.
Ah, you see, my dear Nevermorn, the man speaks truth. These modern revelations of witchcraft in music are but a reawakening of knowledge our dear Mr. Poe likely wielded in his very own prose. Perhaps some of those tortured words you penned, Poe, were not merely poetic sorrow, but spells of your own making.
Indeed, they have merely rediscovered that all art is a form of sorcery, and all sorcery an art. But I shall leave your audience to wrestle with that notion at their leisure, Mr. Scott. If they dare,